Today we're going to do some uh, Zen resolutions, based on the Blue Cliff record. We've been looking at the Blue Cliff, several of the koans, for the last few months, and people have an image of the koans, of course, of being very hard to understand and very ethereal, a little bit unrelated to practical things. But I will show you that while that is, how to say, the koans are profound, they're also completely related to us today and in your life. So I'm going to call this the Blue Cliff New Year's Resolutions. The Blue Cliff New Year's Resolutions. Now, I'm terrible at math, but 2025 minus 1125, what is that, 900 years ago? Am I right? My head for numbers is not so good. So exactly 900 years ago, the Blue Cliff record was released, and it's been part of Zen teachings ever since. It's actually criticized sometimes for, like me, being a bit wordy. The translation I have is almost, I don't know, 800 pages or something like that, of people commenting on the commentaries and writing poems about the commentaries. But the heart of it all is the koans themselves. And you can almost toss everything else out and just look at those. So I'm going to take a few here. And lucky case number 13. Lucky case number 13. What is the school of Kanadeva? Kanadeva was one of our great ancestors, and it's another way of saying what is the meaning of Zen. And Pa Ling said, piling up snow in a silver bowl. And this really is the heart of the matter for us. The thing about snow in a silver bowl is, if you picture it in the image of the poet, where does the bowl begin? Where does the snow end? Are they all one thing, one pure whiteness? Or is it two? Another related image to this is the crane standing in the snow. And of course there is a separate crane, but then there's just the boundless field of snow. And again, are they two? Are they one? Kanadeva is famous for having met his teacher Nagarjuna. I hope yes, right? Or do I have that backwards? Or Nagarjuna met Kanadeva. All these folks and all these names sometimes. But Kanadeva came up and was to express the meaning of Zen, and asked for a bowl of water, in which he dropped in a sharp needle. And the needle, of course, vanished from sight. Now, is the needle there? Is the needle not there? Is the sharpness gone? Well, if you drank that, I would advise you to take a little care, because I assure you that the needle is still there, even though it vanishes from sight. Something like if you put salt in water, you can taste the saltiness, but of course, where has the salt gone? What is this all about? Well, the central teaching of Zen and much of Mahayana Buddhism and all of Buddhism is that you too are not one, not two. You're this whole thing, buddy. And it's all you. And even though you sometimes feel like you're the bird standing in the snow, or you're the snow that's separate from the silver vessel, or you're the light that's separate from the moon, I assure you that you're the whole thing, and the whole thing is you. And part of our practice, and maybe one of the resolutions you can make this year, is to realize that. Realize that. We have a karate sensei behind us, and I think sometimes you may feel separate from the mat. You may feel separate from your opponent, but I bet you sometimes you realize it's all one. Yeah?
Yes.
You, the opponent, the moves you're doing.
Those are the moments when you can perform the best, your fighting or kata.
It's just one thing.
Yeah.
One great dance, like that. Yeah. So this is you right now. You are, even when life gets a little sharp sometimes, like that needle, remember it's all the one great thing. So we can make that our resolution number one this year. Let us realize the wholeness that is all separateness, the separateness that is all wholeness, even though sometimes we get lost in being on the separate part. We do get lost on being the separate part. And in Zen, we're not supposed to get completely lost in being the whole either. We're supposed to be, experts on bouncing back and forth to something that's actually never leaving or coming, because it's always just the same. It's our realization that changes. Sometimes we feel a little bit more like the whole thing. Sometimes we feel a little bit more separate. That's fine, but nothing ever changes, It doesn't ever change, just your realization of it. So let's see. I'm going to go down to case number 17, because it's really also another question: what is the meaning of Zen? And it is, what is the meaning of Bodhidharmas coming from the West, which is traditionally Bodhidharma brought the Zen way from India to China, but this is another way of asking, well, what's it all about? And here the answer is, sitting for a long time becomes tedious. I think we're experiencing this today. It's our long zazen. Yeah. It's just sitting there for 4 hours. If you were in a monastery and it was retreat time, you might be sitting all day, all night, for days. There's another similar koan here, which I'll drop down to because they kind of go together. Number 20. Ya asked Lin Chi. Lin Chi, of course, is Rinzai, the great, who the Rinzai lineage is named after. But there was a lot about him that was actually very shikantaza in the early days, before that lineage got into koan introspection and things like that. And this is one of them that shows it a bit. So Lin Chi said, oh, you want to know the meaning of Zen, the meaning of Bodhidharmas coming from the West? He said, pass me the cushion, pass me the sitting cushion. I'll use my stick, the other one. Would you come here for a second?
Yes.
Yeah. Ask me, what's the meaning of Zen?
What's the meaning of Zen?
Bend down. There you go. Did that hurt? Did I hit hard? Okay. He's scary. He's got all those black belts. So Lin Chi hit him with the cushion. The other part of this koan is he hit the guy with a stick. This is my stick, by the way. And Ya said, well, since you hit me and I let you hit me, but in essence, though, there is no meaning. There is no meaning to Bodhidharmas coming from the West. So why are we sitting here? If sitting for a long time becomes toilsome, literally a pain in the butt sometimes, and it has no meaning. Zen resolutions, I guess number 2 and number 3. We sit here precisely because in all of life, we're always chasing something, demanding something. Would you get the tea there for a second? That's my wife, by the way. She's bringing the tea. Say hello. It's okay, it's okay. So we're always trying to get something. Now, Marco is trying to bring the tea. That's what he's trying to do. He just came back from Okinawa, where he was working very hard, I know, on Okinawan karate. Yeah? Did you see any of the old masters when you were there? Did you practice
Yes,
with
I
them?
practice with one of them who is actually 10th degree black belt, 92 years old. And he's been practicing karate for around 8
He's a
years.
10th degree black belt who's 93 years old.
92 actually, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And he also got this from the emperor, like living national treasure medal, something like that.
And from the emperor, the living national treasure, and you
Yeah,
practice with him.
Yeah, so he's like a legendary karate master, so I got
Yeah.
a chance to practice.
And what dan are you?
Third dan, Sandan.
You're what?
Third, Sandan.
Sandan. Oh, he's only third dan. So you keep trying, and in a few years you'll also be
Or maybe next life.
a 10th dan, a master, and a living national treasure. So, of course, I just pointed that out to show that we're goal-oriented in Zen. You may have your goals too. I'm not saying you have to, your goal does not have to be to become a 10th dan. Thank you. Your goal does not necessarily have to be a 10th dan karate master, but it couldn't hurt any of us to learn something new this year, or pursue even old things with more intensity. For the third year in a row, I'm going to pick up the electric guitar this year. When I was writing my book, I put the guitar down again, but this year I'm going to pick up the electric guitar. My kids have my wife and the kids have the earplugs already, so I'm all ready to go. It's not that we Zen folks are passive. It's that, and this is very important, for a little bit, now and then during the day, some of it sitting on the cushion, some of it actually when we're in motion, but still have this attitude. We put down all goals. We put down all demands that something give us a dopamine kick or be otherwise pleasurable. There's nothing wrong with doing things during the day that bring you a little pleasure. There's nothing wrong with doing things in life that bring you joy. There's nothing wrong at all with working to achieve something. I'm just saying that each day we sit here because it's complete. Everything is achieved in the sitting, and there's nothing lacking. There's nothing wrong to do something that always gives you pleasure, but here we sit, whether it brings us pleasure, or it's a little toilsome, or it's a rainy day, or a sunny day, or we have a problem in life, or we don't have a problem in life. We do the practice of sitting here because human beings don't do this, and this is the cause of our suffering. And sitting here is not being passive. It's not sitting here twiddling your thumbs going, well, if I just sit here, I guess it'll be over soon. That's not it either. We sit in the completeness of sitting. In your life that you probably think, boy, I wish something was better in my life. I wish I was a little healthier. I wish I had a little more money in the bank. I wish my kids would listen to me more. I wish I would get into that school I want to get into. Who here doesn't have something they're worried about? Would you raise your hand, please? Or let me ask the opposite, it's easier. Who here has something that they're worried about a little bit or is a little disappointing in their life? Oh, the only one who didn't raise their hand was the Buddha statue behind me. Of course, to have life is to have things you're working for in life, disappointments, difficulties. So for a time, we sit where there is nothing lacking. For a time, we sit where everything is just as it is, including the problems. For a time we sit where it's all a treasure, even things that we wish were not true in our life. For a time we sit saying it's all the crane standing in the snow. It's all the wholeness, even though sometimes our life feels like very much broken pieces. Just for a while, just for, how do you sit? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. For however long you sit, for a while we put down time and stop the measure. How many points am I getting here for sitting here? I mean, you do karate, sometimes you want to get judged and get points.
Yes.
But when we sit, and in your karate practice too, put down the points. This punch is just this punch. This kick is just this kick. Is it good kick, bad kick? That'll be our next koan. But if it's a sincere kick, that's all that's important. Of course, you want to get points in life, right? Look at all the winners of the past. They end up the same place as the losers, but bum. We all race to get to the finish line, but Zen teaches us, okay, you can keep moving forward, but this step and this step and this step and this moment is all its own finish line, its own goal achieved. All of us have dreams, something we wish. And we think, when I get there, I'll be happy and content. We sit with the idea that, why not sit here and be complete and content right in this moment, even as you keep walking forward? So that is how there is no point to this practice. There is no meaning to it. There is no payoff. And that's why it's all the meaning in the world and the complete payoff. Now, when you leave here, you're going to get back into the race. Things to do, problems to solve, people to meet, some of them vexatious. I like that word. Still going to have your same health issues and all that. But maybe a little bit in your heart, you will now be not just the crane in the snow, but the snow that is the crane too. And you'll realize, okay, well, I still got this problem and I still got this and this other thing, but isn't it wonderful and complete and whole? On that morning of Rohats, the Buddha saw the morning star shining just to shine. Nothing lacking. He had been searching for years. Now that doesn't mean we are then done and give up. This is the kind of catch-22 in our way too. As we get moving, we must also bring this a little bit to life in our actions that are free of greed and anger and like that. It's not like a realization you have and you're done. It's actually something you bring into life. And sometime during your day, try to bring a little goallessness even when you're doing something. Yesterday was our big spring cleaning. I had the influenza at the end of the year, so we were delayed in the spring cleaning. My wife, boy, she gets after me. I got to do the closets. I got to vacuum. I got to dust places of the house that I didn't even know I forgot exist. You know, oh, I forgot this part of the house. There's a year of dust there because nobody's looked at it for a year. And it's time to clean. So my wife got after me. And I hated some of it. You know, I'm not a big closet cleaning guy, but it was, if you get into it, enjoy to make it neat and nice, but also the goallessness of it, the pointlessness of it. The closet was fine. Nobody ever goes in there. There was no reason to straighten it out, but we did it anyway because it is silly and pointless. And I brought a little of that Zen goallessness into my heart as I was doing it. It made all the difference in the world. Even with the vacuuming, I was kind of vacuuming and gashoing at the same time. Thinking all things are the vacuum, the void. There, vacuuming. So do a little of moving Zazen practice every day, a little bit, something. One task where you bring the shikantaza mind of goallessness and not looking for a payoff, even as you're doing something, even as you're sweeping, even as you're doing the dishes, even as you're changing the oil on the car, whatever it is, even as you're drinking tea. Just do it to do it. Okay? So that's resolutions number 2 and 3. Sit or do something, even though it's toilsome, because it's still a sacred doing. And keep practicing, even though it has no meaning, because that's all the meaning in the world. Having no meaning means it has all the meaning in the world. Okay, now this gets to number 14. A monk asked you men, what are the teachings of a whole lifetime? And you men said an appropriate statement. And I thought, many ways to approach this koan, but I thought it's very appropriate to take it. What are the teachings of a whole lifetime? You're saying to a Zen teacher, what's your big teaching? But I think I'm going to take it today this way. What is the meaning of a whole lifetime? What is its teaching? We have young people here, we have older folks. I'm with the young folks. I had someone write me yesterday and ask, I'm too old to become a Zen priest. No, I told him. And when you're young, just be young. When you're older, just be older. But in every moment, just make it appropriate. And by that I mean, make it a sincere and dedicated life, a good life. I don't think anyone, even the Buddha, ever had a perfect life, in the sense that everything always went right. Do you win every match?
No, of course not.
What percentage do you think you win?
Maybe 60-70%.
60, 70?
Yeah.
Okay. I can actually say I've never lost a karate match, but I've never won one either. But you can't win them all. But I hope when you look at your life, you say you're acting in an appropriate way. And I'm going to take that to mean your resolution this year should be to be good, to be gentle, to forsake anger, to step away from jealousy, to not be clinging and a prisoner of circumstances and things. One of my great thrills, this is actually my hobby. It's kind of weird. We have a shopping mall here in Scuba. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And every year, I walk through the mall Go to a lot of the stores. And I enjoy buying nothing. And it's kind of a reverse snobbery. I'm going to admit it. I walk through the mall and I look, look at that jacket. Oh, I would look so great in that jacket, and I'm not going to buy it because I don't need it. And I got my same jackets and old sweaters here. My wife yells at me. She says, this has got so many holes. When you go outside, I'm embarrassed the neighbors see you. And I said, nobody sees me. I just wear this one in the house. But I did go to the Make Her Happy. I went to the used clothing store. I got two new sweaters, $5 each. Right? They don't have holes. She's happy. So those are the ones I wear on the outside. But then I go to the mall, and I go through the whole mall, walking all the things, and I look at all the things I really don't need, and I don't buy. Amazon, I am not their best customer. My shopping list from Amazon every year. I never make the free 48-hour delivery. Every time there's someone at the door, it's always for my kid or my wife. Never for me. Nothing for me. I'm very happy. It's a reverse snobbery, but be content and satisfied with what you got. I'm looking at all the comfortable rooms where you're sitting. It looks like you all got enough. You're not going to starve. I don't see anyone, and you don't need an extra desk lamp or an extra thing to hang on the wall. You look like nobody's sitting there naked, so I think you got enough clothes. You need stuff in this world. You need food. You need heat this time of year for most of us in the Northern Hemisphere. I would say people need education. They have a right to a safe place to live. Medical care. The beautiful Japanese medical service.
Yes.
Yeah. Here, my influenza, go to the doctor, all the drugs, cost me, I don't know, $7. Wonderful place. One of the reasons I live here. I always say that to my American friends, make you feel. But you need stuff. We need some clothes. But sit in satisfaction again and be content. So don't be attached to things or tangled in things. This is your other New Year's resolution. Live this year appropriately, with sincerity and dedication. When you practice your karate, don't think about becoming a 9th dan or even a 4th dan. Just throw this punch and this kick sincerely. Really put yourself into it, right? Do your best. And that's an appropriate punch, an appropriate kick. Okay? And it doesn't matter how old you are. I heard someone talk yesterday. His 2 parents are 101 each. He's got 2 parents. Mom and dad are still alive. They're both 101. And I said, what lessons do they teach you? And he says, every day is a good day. Just live today and do your best. And that's great. So make that your New Year's resolution too. So what else do we have here? Let's see. We've already, here, number 18. Oh, here's a guy at the end of life, and the emperor says to him, a national teacher, Hui Chung. There's a guy who's also a national treasure, national teacher, talking to the emperor. He got the emperor's award too. And he said, after you die, what will you need? And the national teacher says, build a seamless monument for me. And that could mean like build me a nice gravestone, right? But actually, that's not what it means. It means I don't need anything. I am the seamless wholeness. I am the white snow. And when the crane flies away, the white snow remains. Live like this, realizing that if you know that wholeness, there are no broken pieces. Leave that when you leave this earth, now hopefully another goal for this year, leave this life and this world a little better. for your being here. Certainly enough of us make this world a little worse for our being here. That's all. I don't see anyone here who looks like any of those folks, but please try not to be one of the people who makes the world worse for your being here. But when you go, leave the traces of your having been here and having left people better, people close to you in your family, your kids, your friends, your town. I'm looking at some people here who I know are very involved in their communities, right? Leave your town, leave your society a little better. If 10,000 people all try to leave their society a little better, we'll actually make a mark, leave this world a little better. And when you go, leave a seamless monument, because you've left no cracks. There's nothing broken. So the emperor said, please tell me what that monument would look like. And the national teachers didn't say anything. There's nothing to say. And he asked the emperor, do you understand what I'm saying? And the emperor said, no, because the emperor's probably making a mess of things and so busy and goal-oriented. Master doesn't have to do anything. It's a seamless monument. But then there's a lovely little poem that's attached by the national teacher's student, Tan Yuen. And it goes like this. So we may say what the name of this poem is, Where is the Seamless Monument? Where is the Seamless Monument? Tan Yuen says, south of Xiang, north of Tan. Which might be saying something like east of the Mississippi, west of the Mississippi, or north of the North Pole, south of the South Pole. In other words, everywhere in each place and all things. This is the seamless monument. In between, there's gold sufficient to the nation. In between, it's all a treasure. And each moment and all of your life too. This is our other New Year's resolution for this year. May you realize that it's everywhere in each place. It's all a treasure. Even the parts that need a little polishing. Sometimes it's hard to see the treasure in our life, but our job is to bring out the glitter on that gold that is everywhere. We live in a world that is like the crane in the snow. But yet, this is a good time of year to remember. We still have to shovel the snow, make a path, clear the walkway. We haven't had much snow here. Anyone is a snow shoveler where you are? Or you don't have to deal with this? No? Good for you. Has it been snowing where you are? Anyone? Raise your hand. We had a couple of days. Not much. But every year, usually about February, I got to get the snow shovel out and make a path from the front door to the garage and out so we can get to the store, get some food. We have to get the food. And but the snow is everywhere, even if we have to keep working each day. So this is the next image. Beneath the shadowless tree. The shadowless tree, you might say, is the tree that only has the open sky above. And the shadow is so perfectly placed, like an hourglass, a solar hourglass, but at a certain point, there is no shadow. It's timeless, you know. It's timeless. Always get the timeless sense of things, even as there is the community ferry boat. The ferry boat carries all the separate people, you know. across the river, back and forth, according to a schedule. So there is time. The ferry boat is going back and forth, but at the same time, there is the shadowless hourglass. In modern terms, I sometimes say the hands of the clock are going round and round, but at the very still center of the clock, there's something unmoving. Even as the hands are turning. The face of the clock is unmoving, even as the hands are turning. And as we live, your resolution this year should be to realize the timelessness of it all, even as the hands keep moving. The fact that there's no place to go, nothing to do, even as you have to keep getting up every morning, getting on the ferry and heading to the office. Like that. We are, again, like the crane in the snow, like the needle in the water. Here is, within the crystal palace, there's no one who knows. We're like a crystal people living in a crystal house. Are we there or not there? The same. So your resolution this year should be to realize your crystal nature, that where you're present yet vanish again, where there's time yet no time, where there are things to do but nothing to achieve. Sound familiar? Yes, this is our Shikantaza way, where there are goals to achieve but yet nothing to do, where there are other people in this world, some of them also difficult, but they're all crystal people too, in the same crystal house. Other cranes in the snow. Other needles in the water. Like that. Okay, and our last nice koan, which is New Year's resolution for this year, is Master Chuti Gute would raise up one finger when he was asked everything. By the way, I thought about doing this for all my Zen talks from now on. Wouldn't that be something? Okay, we're now going to have a talk. Everybody sit down. Ready? No social media. You don't fall asleep. Ready? Okay, here's my talk. For those listening on the podcast, holds up finger. Okay, and then I sit here for 20 minutes. Okay, let me give you another angle on that. Note to podcast, holds up other finger. Thank you. Okay, that was our talk for today. I could do this. I actually talked to Bjorn. I said, Bjorn, you know, I've been doing these talks, I don't know, 15 years. Frankly, I said everything I wanted to say, like, I don't know, 7 years ago. I'm just, you know, basically, not an original thing has come out of my mouth in 10 years. I'm telling you. You know, some of you guys, I don't know, you've sat here for years, you're going, oh, yeah, that's talk number 14 again. I've heard that one. And I said to Bjorn, so maybe I should stop. And Bjorn said, no, please, do it. We need this part for the break. That's what you told me, Bjorn. We need to stretch our legs a little. So you talk. No one's listening. Don't worry about it. No one's listening to what you're saying. But we need the break here. So, okay. I may do away this year with the small talks during the week. I mean, during the short Zazenkai. I'm thinking about that. Because really, no reason to just keep saying things. But in these talks, I'm going to tell you something. These talks, even though I keep saying the same thing, because it's a good message, and it is the message. You're the crane in the snow, realize it. You're the crystal man in the crystal house, realize it. Realize there are no goals, even as you have goals in life. Realize the wholeness and completeness, the goal that's there, the goal the gold, G-O-L-D, that's everywhere, even as you keep pushing ahead in life, realizing you got to keep polishing or shoveling the snow, even though the snow is everywhere. All that. That's our practice. So when Master Gute holds up his one finger, it's all in there. It's all in there. The whole world is in there, in fact. When he holds up the one finger, it's not just saying something. There's something that cannot be said. Well, he's saying that too. There is something that cannot be said. And he's not saying, we're number one, we're number one. It's from my American friends. We're number one. He's not saying we're number one. He's not saying all things are one. Except he is. He's also saying it's all here. The whole world, the whole universe is right on the tip of your finger and in every atom of you. Please realize that too. If I could only give you one gift for the new year, it would just be this. Realize every moment of your life is the whole thing coming to life. Every kick and punch you do is the whole universe kicking and punching. Even your opponent is just your other face. So when you punch the guy, you're hitting yourself in the face. Ba-dum-bum. Okay. Stop hitting yourself in the face. Realize that we have things to do and things to accomplish in this world, because we got to get shoes for the kids, and we got to get the new roof on the house, and we got to get the car fixed or the snow shoveled or whatever it is. And realize that there is nothing in need of doing, even as we keep pushing ahead. So those are my wishes for you for the new year. For New Year's resolutions, you could do worse. You could be practical. I know some of you have I need to lose some weight. Good, but there's nothing to lose. See how we Zen folks play both sides of the street. I need to quit smoking. Good, quit smoking. And there's nothing to take away or add. Huh? I need to cut back on the drinking. Yes, definitely do that. Definitely do that. But there's nothing to do. Huh? I need to be less angry this year. Yes, you definitely do. There's not a thing about you to change. What? We play both sides of the street in Zen. And I hope you this year have an excellent year playing both sides of the street at the same time that are not two, because you are the crane in the snow, and the snow that is the crane. Okay. That's all I got. Anybody here for the first time? Okay, good. So if you stick around long enough, you'll hear this talk many, many times. I just change a few things here and there. But the point. I'm sorry to say, I'm a broken record. Now, anybody got any questions? New Year's greetings? Just want to say hi. We got all this fancy tech. We're all over the world. Somebody just want to